All right, in this video, we are going to work a problem using the JOptionPane class to get user input. We are going to take the area circle problem from chapter 2 and rewrite it so that it uses JOptionPane to allow the user to input the radius value. So here is the area circle class. You can see that it does not get input from the user as it stands. It just declares a variable for the radius, right? So every time you want to reuse this program, then you'd have to recompile this and then run it, edit this. So, all right, so we want to, instead of doing that, use JOptionPane to get the value of the radius from the user. So first off, we would need the import statement. Import jobx.swing.JOptionPane up at the top. All right, and then remember, JOptionPane, you only using show input dialog, the show input dialog method of the JOptionPane class, we can only get input as a string. So you don't have any choice, even though what we need radius to be a double, right, in order for this computation to work. Because if it's a string, this is going to give us an error, a syntax error, and it will not compile. But we don't have any choice, so I'm just going to declare a variable called radius string, and then I am going to use JOptionPane dot show input dialog. Okay, and then inside that, I am going to prompt the user, enter the value, or enter a value for the radius. Okay, so let's test that out. So compile it and run it, and here's the box, right, that gets popped up. And I would type some value in there, hit enter. All right, so that's working okay. So what we need to do now is to connect it up with that code that we already had in there, right? So instead of having a 10 right here, what we would use is, we would have to convert this value, the value of radius string, over to a double, right? And in the lecture video, we said that you would use double dot parse double. And then inside parentheses is the string that you want to convert. So that would be radius string. Okay. All right, let's take a look at that. Okay, so here is the input dialog, and I'm going to enter 10 for the value of the radius. And you can see we were getting the results, right, that we were getting before. All right, so far so good, right? We have the input part down, and it is working okay. One thing I do want to point out is that likewise with scanner, if I enter some letters in here, right, then that's going to crash the program, right? This line 8 is going to try and convert those letters to a double value, and it's not going to know how to do that, and so it's going to give up on that. Okay, so here it's saying, hey, I don't know, this is not a valid double. Okay, and so it crashes. Again, don't worry about that when you're writing these programs. In the future, we will have to worry about that, right? So for the time being, until we get to that section, well, we can just assume that the user is perfect and types in only double values here. Okay, just to keep things as simple as possible at this point, and then later on, we'll have some tools that will help us to do that, to validate the user's input. Okay, So far so good on our conversion here. We the thing that I do not like is that we are using GUI, that's graphical user interface, the little box that pops up for the input, and then the output is in the console. Again, I feel like that's bad form to do that. If you're using graphical user interface for the input, then use it for the output as well. So we are going to get rid of this line right here and replace it with JOptionPane show message dialog. Okay. When you use show message dialog, you have to have the value null in here. That refers to the parent object of this dialog box, which in this program there is none. So you just put null. And then this value just goes right in there like that. Okay. Now we can test that out. All right, so here's our input dialog. Let's go with 100. All right, and there's the result. The area of the circle with radius 100 units is 31,415.92 whatever square units. Okay. All right, and so now we have fully converted this program over to use JOptionPane. All right, and then I should have saved it as area circle JOptionPane. Do file, save as, and then that will change the name there. Just in case we needed to refer back to that one, but it's a little too late. But anyway. On Bitbucket, that's I think how I have it saved. Okay, so that's it for this video.